Hey guys, it's Kay from KS Anonymous, and I am back today with another episode of r/relationship advice. Give me some perspective about my friend. Hello, long story short, my best friend asked me to be her maid of honor for her wedding, but fired me to be a bridesmaid because I couldn't make it to her bridal shower. I had a Saturday class in a very rigorous nursing program and can't miss more than one class, which I was saving up to attend her wedding. So she fired me. A little upsetting, but that's fine. The bachelorette party took place Friday to Sunday, but I obviously couldn't make it to the first day/night because I had class, so I managed to fly myself to the party after class so I can at least attend the second half of it. After the bridal shower and bachelorette party, she posted pictures on her social media and tagged and thanked the other girls for planning and for the wonderful shower and bachelorette party, except me. I helped plan and paid for respective events, and there was this whole bitterness about me picking up my dress from her, which I don't want to get into. Now comes the wedding. Wedding was good, and I was actually happy that I was a part of it. The night of the wedding, I sent her a thank you message for letting me be part of her bridal party and hoped that she had fun and got home safe and yada yada. No response from her. I thought maybe she's too full of happy emotions, she could care less of messages, so I let it go. Still no response or nothing when I was so-called her best friend. It's been a few months since the wedding, and we haven't talked at all, nor do I feel like reaching out to her. We've had several downfalls, and I was always the one to apologize and reach out first. The sad part is, we have a mutual acquaintance. Let's call her Lucy. Lucy is my friend, and I introduced her to the bride friend while she was in school because she needed more clients for her clinical. Well, I was hanging out with Lucy, and she told me that bride friend was traveling a lot for her honeymoon. I was not aware of this. In conclusion, bride friend blocked me from seeing her Insta stories, but is still friends with me on social media. It sounds really petty, but I'm just wondering what is going through her mind about her decision to do this. Should I just unfriend her on everything? Wow, sorry, that was a bit long. I thought it'd be short. Thank you for reading if you made it all the way here. Edit for some typos. Edit. I didn't expect to receive so many responses. Thank you so much to everyone listening to my experience. It was a tough one, but I had to let it out. Thank you, everyone. Edit. Cut your losses, consider it severance pay, and drop her. Here's why. I was the maid of honor in my best friend's wedding while an accelerated nursing program where I couldn't miss any days. I had to miss the bridesmaid dress fittings, but she understood and we scheduled girls' day to do it. We had so much fun, just each other, trying on different dresses and laughing at bad ones. I actually got a different dress from the other bridesmaids, requested by her, all because she loved a dress on me that matched the other bridesmaid dresses but wasn't the same exact dress. She scheduled her bachelorette weekend and literally told me if I couldn't come right away, it was fine. I came later that Friday night after class and stayed until Sunday morning. Everyone else got there earlier than me and stayed later than me. Thankfully, the wedding was during my spring break. We were both praying. Either way, I'd take the hit and pay the fee for missing clinical for the actual wedding day, obviously, but it was nice I didn't have to worry about that. Through all of this, despite it being her special day, my best friend was always understanding of school and wanted to see me succeed just as much as I wanted her wedding festivities to be absolutely wonderful. Best friends support each other. A true best friend doesn't treat you like that. It's almost like you were used to keep the wedding party number even. I'm so sorry you were treated like you were replaceable. I can assure you you're not, and you deserve better. I'd block her on everything and cut your losses. I'm so sad for you that you even paid for the wedding festivities to be a part of that selfish BS. Just consider it severance pay. I don't know what it is about people's weddings, but like the term bridezilla is for real. Like, people get convinced that if you are not by their side 24/7, if you don't like end your career for them, go into debt, like have to be a beggar on the streets because you gave up everything to be perfect for them for their wedding, that you're not their friend. It's weird. I don't understand it. My 24 male girlfriend, 24, got mad because I let my niece paint my nails. My girlfriend and I have been dating for 7 months. My sister and brother-in-law had to handle an unexpected situation that came up, and it was easier for me to take care of niece rather than taking her to daycare. My niece brought a bag of toys, and she also happened to bring nail polish. She asked me if she could paint mine, and I said yes. After a while, my girlfriend came and got upset when she saw my nails painted. She waited until they picked up my niece to tell me that I shouldn't have painted nails. I explained to her that it wasn't a big deal and just a way to pass the time with my niece. She also got upset because I didn't take it off right away. I obviously don't have nail polish remover on hand. Even if I did, I wasn't going to let a kid near it. To me, all of this seems like a bigger deal than it needs to be, but I could be wrong. She then got even more mad when I told her that this wasn't a big deal. Am I overlooking something, and how would you go about dealing with the situation? Thanks in advance for the advice. Great job being an awesome uncle. Having to go over to someone else's house with just a bag of toys really sucks as a child. And so to be able to like have fun and paint nails, like little girls don't think like, ooh, boys can't have painted nails. They're just like, ooh, we can all paint nails. This is fun. Like they don't think about that. So, I mean, at least your girlfriend had the decency to wait until she was picked up, because that would have been really rude for her to like freak out in front of your niece. But at least she waited. I don't know why that particularly like freaks her out. I think like maybe if she has a problem with it, I could see if like you decided randomly you wanted to paint your nails and like that was a problem with her, but like it was your niece. I don't know, like I don't know y'all's relationship, but I guess you can just tell her to get you some nail polish remover and it's gonna be okay. Like, I don't know, she is overreacting in my personal opinion, but I don't know how you would kindly say that to someone, because no one wants to hear you're overreacting. Should I break up with my boyfriend? My boyfriend, 42 male, and I, 39 female, have been together for 2 years. We decided to have kids early, and we now have a 5-month-old daughter together. His ex and him had a house together and also have a child together. They had someone renting the property, which took care of all costs associated with it. They also had renters that had been in there faithfully, never missing rent. New Year's Eve 2018, when we announced that we were expecting, his ex flipped. She said their relationship was ruined now. Fast forward to July of 2019, she tells him she has been out of work for months, and rather than moving to a more economical place, she pays $2,500 a month for rent. She has been using the rent money from their renter to pay her rent. She is in default 3 months rent. She knows we were expecting in a few weeks and decided to wait until almost in foreclosure to tell him. Boyfriend and I fought, and I suggested he get a lawyer. He didn't. I suggested he try to sell the house before foreclosure. His ex was told by a biased third party, the guy they pay to care for the property, that they wouldn't get what they owe on the property. I googled it, and even on the lower end of the scale, they would profit $40,000 on it. His ex refused. I talked to a lawyer who said to send her a registered letter requesting her to pay the mortgage. He didn't. Today, I found out that he had a court date regarding the foreclosure back in November that A, he didn't tell me about, B, he didn't attend, and C, he let his ex represent him. She had no lawyer. I am tired of being a second to his ex. He is so afraid to take her off, and he is a conflict avoider. He clearly didn't tell me about the court date to avoid a fight, which has meant a loss of trust, which I think is key in a relationship. In addition, we will now have a 7-year or more wait before we can even get a house for our daughter because his credit is shot to hell. I have already broken up with him and suggested he find another place to live. Am I wrong in feeling this way? I do love him. Y'all are too old for this. I mean, like, I feel like he's 42 years old. He's too old to be like, I don't want to upset my ex. Like, y'all, nah. If he can't separate from his ex, if his ex is purposefully messing with you and your, at the time, to be born child, and he's constantly erring on the side of her in a way that's going to screw up things for you guys repeatedly, no, I would just, yeah, go. I'm sorry you love him. I'm sorry you guys decided to have a kid, and it was through that you'd had to find out how crazy things could get. But if y'all already broke up, I'm just saying, keep trucking, because that's... no. Been together for almost a year, he still pays all his ex's bills while we struggle. My live-in boyfriend and I have been together for almost a year. We both come from previous relationships and both have children. His children are legal adults, but both are still furthering their education and still live at home with their mother. I have paid all of our bills outside of some food costs for the past 7 months. His ex refuses to get a job, so he continues to support her and pay all the bills for her and their kids. I have no issue with taking care of your children. This is a must in my opinion. However, my personal bills are falling behind, and we have been at the threat of eviction multiple times. His children and soon-to-be ex-wife have no worries. All their bills are taken care of. They have their phones, TV, internet, electricity, food, and extra money to take out on shopping trips, while I struggle to pay bills and put food on the table for my children. He has promised multiple times to quit paying their bills and make his ex get a job. However, he continues to support them regardless. I asked him to move his children in with us. However, he says they will not live with him. Also, the fact remains that his children refuse to meet me or my children. Am I wrong in feeling upset that he lives with me and my kids and has for many months, but his full paychecks outside of some of the groceries for our home goes to take care of his family while we struggle? I feel as if we live together, but he still chooses them. He sees that they are taken care of while we get eviction notices and electricity termination notices because I do not earn enough money to cover all of our bills and all of his money is going to them. I don't want to let pride or hurt cloud my judgment, so I'm looking for outsider opinions. Thanks. As his children are A, living with his ex, and B, are legal adults. Yes, they are younger, they're furthering education, that's fantastic. But because they are legal adults, he does not have a legal reason to have to send them money. Clearly, they want to live with their mama. If they want to live with their mama can get off her butt and get a job and care for them because they are her children as well. I can understand if the husband wants to send maybe a small amount towards his children still. Honestly, I would say, hey, if you want me to keep providing for you, you can come live in my house. If not, tell your mama she better get a job and you guys better get your own jobs because you're going to be paying your own bills. Absolutely not. That is not okay. Like, what is up with people? My 29 male, wife 30 female tried to leave during peak financial crisis rather than get a job. Hey everyone. I'm struggling right now trying to figure out what to do. So, a bit of background. I'm in an industry that has me gone for a few weeks at a time, or I'm gone for long hours. This has always put a strain on our relationship as she wants me home more. She hasn't ever really worked in a relationship besides a part-time job here and there. I've always told her I want her to work and contribute to our future, but magically every time, health issues would crop up that meant she called in sick, resulting in hours being cut back until she was let go. We have a toddler, but she is now old enough to go into daycare, which regardless I think she needs as her social interactions outside of us is severely limited. When she was pregnant and the first 18 months of our child, I didn't expect her to work. I've previously told her in lieu of working, her role is to keep the house clean, didn't have to be spotless, but decent, and to do everything she can to save us money to offset the lack of a second income. However, she is terrible at money. As an example, she has spent $700 in a month on fast food on top of $1,200 in food expenses. Most of that ended up going bad and getting tossed, plus random purchases, etc. Due to financial reasons, I simply can't work a more standard job and still cover our base expenses unless she also works. Okay, on to the current problem. Sorry about the long background. I was laid off my job in October of last year. It took me a month to find something else, and that job turned out to be terrible. Wages promised and in writing were not what I got. At the beginning of this year, I told her that unless she got a job, we would lose the house. A week later, she told me she needed a break from me and was going to live with her parents for a while. She said I'm a bad husband because I don't pay enough attention to her, but I'm a good father, so that's something. A couple days before she left, extreme weather set in, and my family told me to do everything I could to keep her from taking my daughter, going as far as offering to fly up to take my daughter and fly to my wife's destination so she would be safe. My wife got mad and said, "So it's okay if I die?" All I could say was, "It's your decision to leave, not our daughter's." We had a big argument where I told her I've never been so hurt by someone before, that when I begged for help, she chose to leave, etc., etc. She decided to stay for 6 months, and if she isn't happy, she will leave me. I told her if she stays, she has to get a job and has to start taking care of herself. Now, though, every time I look at her, I just see someone who would rather leave me at a time when I needed her the most, and I'm not sure I can get over that. Edit. She also created a Plenty of Fish account between telling me she was leaving and deciding to stay. TLDR, financial crisis, nearly lost house, begged wife to get a job. She would have left me had it not been for extreme weather. Now all I can see is the betrayal. That really sucks. And to say, like, I'm gonna stay 6 months, and if I'm just not happy with you, I'm leaving you. Like, that's really petty to me. Barring, like, mental illness, because I know mental illness can cause some of these problems. Like, if she needs to see a therapist, maybe, like, handle some of those issues, maybe medication, I don't know. But for her to, like, her to demand everything and say, like, "Oh, we're gonna lose the house, bye," like, that just doesn't feel like she's in it to, like, be with you. Does that? I don't blame you for feeling hurt, and I don't blame you for just seeing betrayal, and I don't know what you can do now, because it's up to you if you're gonna stay in that relationship, obviously. She clearly is fine with dumping you, which is really sad. I guess if you want to give it that 6 months too and see if you're happy too. Anyway, that is going to wrap up today's video. If you enjoyed it, go ahead and feel free to drop a like. If you have any thoughts you would like to share, I'd love to hear them in the comments below. Really quickly, I would like to thank my patrons. So up on the screen, you should see my face palmers and my crazy case. Thank you all so much for supporting me in that way. If you're interested in becoming a patron, checking out the original posts mentioned in today's video, or sending me an email for possible inclusion in a future video, all of that information is in the description box, so be sure to check it out. And I'll talk to you in my next video. Bye!